Attention, as we finalize our journeys and adventures with the fiery Sagittarius, we approach the barren desert of the next astrological sign, Capricorn. Later in the video, we will compile a list of variables that support the unrelenting structure of Capricorn. But who is Capricorn? As the 10th sign of the Zodiac, Capricorn, much like Aquarius and Pisces, are universal in nature. As the third and last of the Earth signs, Capricorn falls between the calendar period of December 22nd and January 19th, and originates from the constellation Capricius, the horned goat. Capricorn spans the celestial longitude of 270 to 300 degrees, and as a cardinal Earth sign with a negative placement, Capricorn is often associated to a crocodile, where modern interpretations symbolize it to a sea goat. Sumerian artifacts represent Capricorn as the primordial god Enki, known for wisdom and waters, defined with a vessel comprised of part goat and part fish, and was linked to the godship of intelligence, creation, crafts, magic, seawater, and lake water. The overall character of Capricorn is demonstrative of a responsible and rather serious person. However, Capricorns have a level of maturity that connects them to their interrelation to the universe. Capricorn possesses mastery in the art of planning, as they teach us structured, delayed gratification, and setting goals through heightened responsibility. The Capricorn shell of responsibility catapults them to a higher vantage point in the competitive world, and when they hit the mark and find their position, they know how to use their tools and stay there. Example of this could go to LeBron James, a basketball player, also a Capricorn, who, like most players in his industry, work and play to be the best of the best. But LeBron has positioned himself to be one of the greats in the history of the game. So he planned himself out very well, and he's up there with the top ranks like Michael Jordan and others. The energy of this mountain goat is driven and persistent with willful energy that is extremely determined. Their determination is not boggled with variety and alternative, as they opt to plan out the straightest and simplest route to get to the top. And these routes are never defined as a shortcut, as their ambition will guide them on the longest of treks, no matter what, as long as it gets them there. Their hardworking nature also gives way to acts of devotion, loyalty, honesty, and family orientation. However, Capricorn energy can be quite harsh and calculating, drawing from acts of pessimism, materialism, and snobbery, where they will often come off as quite elitist. And most of them seem at their best when expressing their dutiful side, which may also be their undoing, as repression leads to a burdensome energy. As the 10th in line, Capricorn represents that period in life between the ages of 63 to about 70, where there is an immense need for security and structure, which is an attribute pulled from its ruling of Saturn, which causes them to be more serious and embrace limitations, unlike the expressive energy of Sagittarius. Just like, or just think about grandparents or people in this age group. Now, some of y'all grandparents are in a different age group, but let's not talk about that. Anyway, people in this age group don't have time to sit and worry about anything, as this point in life is about relaxation and worryless pursuits. The conservative and rather persistent nature is a combination of its other family members, where Taurus offers rock solid foundations and Virgo donates its skillful mastery of planning that a Capricorn will use to sign the lease on a new high rise penthouse where they plan on how they will dominate the world. Much like the mixed up construct of their symbolic energy, Capricorns are hard to characterize as they have a belief that all things are inevitable, but also have an understanding that there are trials and tribulations that we must all go through and build great suspicion when things seem to go smooth and easy. They're very structured. So if something comes along too easy and it wasn't worked at, they're not a fan of handouts. So if you out there collecting public assistance, food stamps, you better not tell a Capricorn, because they will be sure to express their disdain as they stare at as you stare at them from the tip of their nose, their rather snobbish nose. Unless, of course, they on public assistance themselves, then they ain't gonna say nothing. Capricorns have a tendency to be popular as they always have their eye on the prize, with an instinctive relationship to constructing its own platform of power and dictatorship, which can appeal to others, thus drawing in friends and groupies. And don't come off as valuable, as a Capricorn will take opportunity to use your assets to catapult them to the top, as they may tend to tell people how to use their assets to better their cause, as opposed to what to do with them, as their end goal is their own domination. Now, though Capricorns have a restless drive and live by the MO of work hard, play hard, there are some there are some of them that may slip into lazy mode, chilling like the best of them to a point of being almost catatonic. You may find this the case more commonly when the Capricorns are younger, as they don't quite have the tools for global domination, unless you're Stewie, of course.
Yes, yes, the world will be mine.
My youngest sibling is a Capricorn and matches this perfectly, as a child they were much into video games and sleeping in late like any other child. But to see them now, you would see someone who uses every minute as an opportunity to be successful and to scale the ranks. Capricorns tend to ground goals and often overwhelm themselves to a point of discouragement before even leaving the gate. So they have a lot on their plate, and if they feel like they can't do it or if they're not getting the proper encouragement, they'll most likely walk away from it and start a new goal. They do best when breaking down grand plans and compartmentalizing their ideas into measurable action plans, which is an idea that could have helped singer Aaliyah, I'm sorry, a Capricorn, who only looked at the big plan of getting home and not listening to the pilot's concerns about there being too much weight, thus resulting in her plane crashing and her ultimate untimely death. We do still miss her. On the other hand, someone like Michelle Obama takes the idea of slow and steady wins the race, as she famously taught the nation, when they go low, we go high. A plan that was so successful that Melania herself had to use it in one of her speeches. Hashtag plagiarize. Hashtag why you gotta be copying. Anyway, if you have some Capricorns in your life, be sure to tap them on the shoulder and remind them it's not always important or necessary to celebrate the big goal, as celebration of the smaller victories, triumphs, and milestones are just as important. I know y'all want to rule the world and shit, but just enjoy the journey, as graduating from college and having your first girlfriend or boyfriend are just as important as marrying the love of your life and landing the job of your dreams, as everything works together as a means to an ultimate end. So just stay the course. But the ever planning cardinal presence of Capricorn, whose earthy goat gallops across Saturn towards their office atop the highest mountain. Are there mountains on Saturn? I don't know. Live by the motto, I master, and must be wary of certain things that may discourage them along their journey. However, for some, stone therapy has shown to be helpful, especially for Capricorns who use stones like diamond. Diamond promotes Capricorn's self confidence and their unrelenting ambition to rule the world, while the use of falcon's eye can promote the visionary powers of a Capricorn, sparking those intuitive abilities to map out a plan for success. Some of the more lazy and shady Capricorns may find inspiring qualities from white sapphire. White sapphire fuses the gap between discipline and friendliness. But if stone therapy is of no use, the use of certain colors may be helpful also, like brown and orange. Now, I know some of y'all probably like brown and orange, but listen, the colors are all around us. UPS, A&W Root Beer, Hooters, the Cleveland Browns, and even Louis Vuitton, a perfect accessory for world dominators. But of course, there are more expensive brands out there, and y'all probably out looking for those. But when you're not busy being materialistic, you may want to plan your next take over while in nature, where those born during the winter solstice during December 21st will find inspiration from you, not you, but you, leaving those born on December 22nd to draw inspiration from Elder. And then those goats born between December 23rd to January 20th can find support while under a birch tree. But if you don't have time for nature because you're busy in your office atop of that tall building trying to dominate the world, well, just simply deck your office or your home with certain plants like hemlock, black poppy, or burdock root, as these can keep your eyes focused on the main prize. Music can also nurture your drive, as keys and compositions composed of C minor and B major can deem to be useful. Capricorn should pay close attention to certain parts of the body as well, like the skeletal system, the knees, and the teeth. And teeth are important, so keep watch and keep them pearly white, especially when in the company of some of your closest compadres, like Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo. But just stay the course and keep focused on the end goal that you all have, and before you know it, you'll be sitting atop the mountain like the other fellow success stories, like J.R.R. Tolkien, English writer, philologist, and academic known for his famous works The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, German actress and Hollywood icon Marlene Dietrich, civil rights activist and architect of a dream Martin Luther King Jr., jailhouse rock artist Elvis Presley, former First Lady and author of bestseller Becoming Michelle Obama, Chianti drinking and fava bean eating Anthony Hopkins, R&B princess and queen of the damn star, the late Aaliyah, Hamilton co-creator and star Lin-Manuel Miranda, All About That Bass Megan Trainor, NBA basketball phenom LeBron James, glam rocker and singer-songwriter, the artist David Bowie, singer-songwriter and former member of the boy group One Direction, Zayn Malik, Training Day star and Hollywood legend Denzel Washington, and Bastard of the North or King of the Seven Kingdoms, whichever one, Kit Harrington, amongst others, of course. And with that, we are brought to a close on Capricorn. Did what you hear make sense? Did you hear anything new, or have you heard it all before? Either way, it would be great if you pounded that like button, and also be sure to share with friends. And of course, if you want to hear more from what this channel has to offer, be sure to go ahead and subscribe and follow. And don't forget to put on notifications so that you will be first in line when a new video is released. Stay tuned to more in-depth interpretations as we look at the astrological signs on a deeper level. And be sure to be on the lookout for our Capricorn series, where we take a ride to the tops of the mountain with each goat individually. Can we uncover new things about your being or your personality, Capricorn? Well, stay tuned and find out. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates and information. And remember, the stars are always watching.